When I first caught wind of this whole case, the first thing they do is they try to ruin your reputation.
Oh, yeah?
Your reputation is just like your shadow. You can't outrun your shadow. Instantly, I'm gonna call them Beelzebub because they full of the devil. Gossipers spew and feed you vomit. Ew. People that go to those pages, they love to eat vomit.
It's gross.
For realskies?
No, seriously. Excuse me, do you have a bowl of vomit?
Ew.
Vomit, vomit, vomit.
I heard that, you nasty.
Girl, thank Google.
I Googled my symptoms.
Never do that.
And I really would love to get that out of my brain.
I've seen it. It's disgusting.
Something about Elisa. There's something about Elisa.
Oh, Lisa.
Sweet. I love that. Like, oh, dun, 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 dun. Yes. You have to be accountable for what you did.
Who, me? What? I regret nothing. The end.
Did I do something I shouldn't have done?
It's confusing.
What?
Am I missing something?
What the hell is going on? Like, I
do not understand.
What is this woman talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
I don't want a dissertation. I just want an apology.
I'm sorry you think you deserve an apology.
You deserve 2 flushes. Get out of here, Uncle Tina. Bye. All right, so now he's blaming the weed. This is the whole Shaggy thing. It wasn't me. Hello, my urbanites. How is everything tonight? Oh my gosh. Welcome into the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Listen, we have a huge, oh my goodness. Well, maybe I shouldn't use that word huge. I don't know. Anyway, we have a very interesting show tonight with one of my favorite guests, Madam Devine. But before I indulge too much, stay tuned. We'll be right back. You are entering the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community. Let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about urban issues. Let's talk about urban issues.
Big muscles. That's like one of your preferences.
Tall glass of milk. Not a tall vanilla milkshake.
I just feel like we all human. Nobody's perfect. You're never gonna get the perfect man. I feel like all men cheat.
Whether or not a crime occurred, hate speech is always morally wrong.
Hello again. Yes, welcome. Listen, tonight we're going to discuss love. What is love? What is lust? And sex toys and more. Oh my goodness. We have a huge show tonight with, again, one of my favorite guests, Madam Devine. And we're going to dig into a lot of these things. We're going to dig into adultery. What is adultery? What is your preference versus what is a fetish? So we'll be right back. So before we begin and get into any topic, of course, we have to do our missing person segment. So who do we have up first? Aaliyah Talley. Listen, Aaliyah Talley, this one is close to home for me because this is PG County, Maryland. This is Miss Aaliyah Talley. Missing date, February the 8th, 2022. She's 17 years old. She's from Bladensburg, Maryland, which is around the corner from pretty much where I grew up. I'm born and raised in DC, so I know a lot of my family members are watching. You will be watching. I ask you to share this video, put this out there so we can find Aaliyah Talley Morris. She is female, Black, medium. She's 5'2", 120 pounds, Black, hair color, shoulder length hair, and her eye color is brown. Aaliyah was last seen at Bladensburg High School on Tuesday, February the 8th, 2022, and the circumstances of her disappearance is unknown. It's sort of like she just vanished. Listen, my Marylanders, my Washingtonians, please listen to me. This is someone's 17-year-old daughter who was missing, who was last seen at high school. So if you have any information, please contact the Prince George's County Police Department at 301-699-2601. Again, that's 301-699-2601, or BAMFI, which stands for Black and Missing Foundation Incorporated. And that number is 877-97-BAMFI. Listen, let's bring Aaliyah home. Now, tonight, I had to do two. The second one is Kalani Davis. Now, the reason why I did two tonight, because these are two young girls. They're both under the age of 18. And I find that it's just, you know, when I look through these things, the missing persons, and I really am led to select who will be featured. And I had to do two. So this is Kalani C. Davis. She's been missing since February the 2nd, 2022. She's 14 years old, you guys. She's been missing from Las Vegas, Nevada. She is a female, Black, medium complexion, 5'6", 150 pounds, brown hair color, short hair length, and her eye color is brown. Kalani was last seen in the 400 block of East Twain Avenue on February the 20th, 2022, approximately at 8 p.m. Listen, again, this is someone's daughter. She's 14 years old. The other, Aaliyah, she's 17 years old. So listen, please share. Please pray for them, pray for their families, and let's bring them home. Whew, it's terrible. All right, so what do we have up next? I think we have our new time reminder. So everyone will know that we are on at a new time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no longer at 10. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Lisa LaCon. Oh, guess what, you guys? I have some very exciting news.
Folks, great news.
I am moving my time to 7 p.m. Tuesdays. Listen.
I think I'm getting excited.
Are you getting excited?
I heard from you guys, and I called a family meeting. I said, Miles, our community. Whiskers, that's my cat and dog. I am moving from 10 to 7 p.m.
Good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yo, that's big.
I can't wait to see you Tuesday. New time, 7 p.m. Yay! All right, see you guys. Bye.
Let me see you do that. Yeah, you're getting excited.
Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community with Dr. Lisa LaCon.
Yes, I am back. Listen, yesterday was Valentine's Day. Sometimes people in the hood say Valentine's Day, but it was Valentine's Day. And that is a day where people express their love. So the question that I have for you guys is, how do you express your love, and what is the definition of love? Now, for me, the only definition I can go to is the Bible. It is the foundation of love from the very beginning, when God said, in the beginning, God. He created. He created things out of love and for love. So I have to go back to the Bible in terms of how do you define love. So this is what the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 13, 4-5. Now, you guys, I have to put on my reader. So here we go. This is so beautiful. What is love? Love is patient. Love is kind. So if you see yourself being impatient, and if you see yourself being not kind or unkind, you are not really operating in love. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. And then a couple of scriptures later, verse 8, it says, love never fails. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, when you really think about what is love, love is patient. That's the first thing, because I know oftentimes I can be very impatient. And when I'm operating in the realm of being impatient, that is exactly what lust is. So we can look at this scripture right here to actually define what lust is. So lust would be something it's impatient. You want it when you want it right now, regardless of other people's feelings, regardless of whatever. It's all about you. So this is what I think about lust. Lust is kind. It says love is kind. So that means lust is unkind. So when you are operating and you're not patient with people, you're not being very kind. And that is what lust is. So it says it does not envy. Lust envies. Lust is jealousy. Lust is being envious of something or someone that you want, that you can't have for yourself, because maybe it wasn't destined for you. Maybe that's not your purpose. Maybe that's not your path. And then we're going to talk about this with Madam Devine. We're going to go into what lust is, what love is. We're going to talk about sex toys. And guess what? I'm getting ready to bring her up. But I have to say one more thing about lust. It says love, it does not dishonor others. Lust dishonors others because you're lusting for attention. So the spotlight can be on you per se. Have you ever thought about that? Anyway, very interesting. So I am getting ready to bring out a phenomenal guest. Oh, I love this woman. She's a phenomenal woman. She has so many answers. She's like this little sage, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, listen, a round of applause, because we're going to bring out Madam Devine. Look at Madam Devine. Oh, thank you. Look at you, looking beautiful.
And I love you too. And I was just listening to you while I was waiting, and listening to your definition of love and lust. And of course, I'm going to come from a different perspective,
right,
in this industry. And I'm going to give you the actual definition of the two. Now, I too am a Christian, and I believe in Corinthians 13. But just coming from the industry that I come from, or I am in, I have to cater to different clientele. And not everyone picks up the good word.
Right.
So the definition of lust is an overwhelming sexual desire for another person.
Ooh.
That is the definition of lust, from, Webster Dictionary. And love is defined as being more and more of an emotional commitment and connection to another individual. So those are those two. But I do agree with what you said. But just coming from, talking to a wide variety of clientele, that's my lust love input.
All right. Now, listen, tell people a little bit about yourself if they did not tune in the first time you were here as a guest.
Well, my name is Ursula, actually, but a very good friend of mine coined me Madam Devine because of me being, a person that would go to pop-up shops, and on my table I had a variety of items that I would sell, and some of my most popular items were, adult toys, sex toys, and as a matter of fact, my stock is very low. So I do have to restock. You would think that in times of COVID, it wouldn't be as popular, but they were. And I wasn't going to pop-up shops because I was very careful, because I did not want to be out there, amongst others. So I was home, but people still, contacted me. I've been selling them for, how old am I? Oh my God, 20 years. And no, I wasn't selling them at 15. I know people may think that I'm 35, but no. So I've been, selling them for 20 years. Some of my friends don't even know that I do it,
until now.
But now they do. But, in 2018, 2019, I was, really hot and popular at a lot of the pop-up shops, woman, Black-owned pop-up shops, just, sisters coming together, selling our goods. And mine was sex toys, adult entertainment and adult toys. Very versed in it. I was a part of a wider company that gave you training on certain things, and also gave you training in somewhat sex ed, and how to teach it, how to have people ask questions properly, coming from a behavioral standpoint or mental and emotional standpoint, because a lot of people use them for different reasons. So that's a little bit about how I got into the industry as a person who sells adult entertainment sex toys.
And this industry is very lucrative, financially speaking.
It is. It's a billion-dollar industry. It really is. I mean, I just found out, and I should have known this. Those late night commercials, Adam and Eve, actually have brick and mortar stores. They have brick and mortar stores. Most of the stores that you see are painted black, and you don't have any windows.
Right.
The ones you see in the neighborhood.
Right.
But they actually have, just like you have Walmart or Target or TJ Maxx, they have an Adam and Eve store, brick and mortar. So that's something.
All right. So who like your clients? Who are your clients? Because you mentioned your clients a vast population.
I have a bunch of clients. I don't only do pop-ups. I do private parties, or I did private parties before COVID. Now, if you want to do one, everyone there has to be protected and vaccinated and show your information, and it's always small. But my clientele are couples. My clientele are, women parties, single women, or girls night out parties. My clientele are, of the LGBTQ plus communities. They have their own, or they did have their own gatherings before 2020, when I was doing, the in-house parties and stuff like that. You have just people who desire to be celibate, and they don't want a relationship. So like I said, my clientele base is everybody on the spectrum.
So what do you have for us tonight? What are you going to show us tonight? Let's get into it.
I'm gonna show you what I have in stock is what you saw the first time and the second time. I do have some people that I'm going to invest with, and we're going to look at a catalog, and we're going to be coming out with some more some more toys and some more products for everyone on the spectrum, men and women alike. And hopefully you'll be seeing that soon. We're working on a website. We're working on talks of expanding. So just stay tuned. But I do have just some of the few that we love.
Okay.
I showed, Well, I'll show you the box first. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, I can see. Now, what is that again? I don't remember what that
is.
The
Tyrannosaurus. Remember, I said the last time that was one of my favorites, and it's a hot seller. I have a few left. I think I have like maybe 4 or 5 left. So this is what it looks like outside of the case. It almost looks like a little lipstick.
Okay, and what do you do, and where do you insert that?
Well, I mean, in any orifice that you may have.
Okay.
Whether it be
okay.
But it primarily is a vibrator. Can you hear it?
I can't. I guess that may be a good thing.
Well, it is very discreet. So I don't know.
So do you hold it in that red thing? The handle? Is that where you hold it?
You can hold it like this. Yeah, you can hold it like this. Or you could just hold it like that. But it's vibrating and it's very discreet. And you can put it, anywhere you may want, pleasure on your body. Both female and male. And that's what it looks like, and it's very discreet, very small.
So that is, I guess, sort of mimics a penis, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, up a lower. I mean, well, I will show you another.
Okay.
This primarily is a vibrator.
Okay.
Yeah, it's adult stimulator. It's a stimulator. We can get into a lot of stuff, Lisa. Talking about it. I know YouTube is PG-13, but this can be put on a woman's, body and as well as a male. Because male gets stimulation under the scrotum. So this is good for couples.
Okay.
This one is pretty purple.
Oh,
That's
Lord. What is that? You turn it on?
It is a clitoris stimulator here.
Okay.
And a penetrator here. And this is when you turn it on. So what you can do is in the tub, in the shower, or in the bedroom, you can insert it into whatever orifice you want, and if you're a female, you can use it.
So that's waterproof.
It's waterproof, yeah, and you could use this part while penetration to stimulate the clitoris area.
Interesting.
So, but I like it because it's cute. It's purple.
Now, how do you charge it? Do you have to put on a charger and sit it up on your desk or something?
This is where you charge it. Well, you have children. So this is, each product comes with a charger. I'll show you this one. This one, the one I just showed you, it has the prongs. So it's magnetic. And you just clip the magnetic and USB charge.
What? Okay.
Okay, USB charge. This one too. This is the insert where the charger goes. You stick the charger in. It's like a little pen, like an ink pen, and it's USB.
Oh.
Charge. Yep.
Now, someone had a question. Why does it look like a boat?
A boat?
It looks like. Why does it look like a boat? I guess because it's stimulating
a boat.
A boat. Yeah, BOAT. Why does it look like a boat?
I don't know. Use your imagination. Okay. Towards you. Insertion. Stimulation.
Right. The clitoris.
Got it?
Yes. Okay. All right.
So you asked about one that mimics the penis. So I'm going to show you.
Oh, okay.
This one is popular. It's similar to the rabbit. I know everybody has heard of the rabbit.
I haven't.
Well, the rabbit looks just like this, but it has 2 bunny ears on top.
Oh, what? 2 bunny ears.
Yeah, so this is more like, the penis, and then once again for clitoral or anal stimulation.
Oh. Now, does that vibrate? Does it vibrate?
Yes, it does. Here is the power right here. And let's see. You turn it on down here.
I don't even really hear it.
Right. Most of my stuff is very discreet because you may have a kid that's sleeping across the hall from you or whatever, or you just want your own privacy. You don't want your neighbors to hear.
Right. Oh Lord.
And you can turn on this and this at the same time.
Oh. Different speeds?
Different speeds. And you just keep pushing and it goes faster and faster.
Faster and faster. Oh,
yes. Yes. So
my mind stop. Lisa, stop. Okay.
So, I have a couple people when I get a new product, they are my product research people. And I want to say this one they were using and they fell off the bed.
Oh, what?
So I have to when I go to shows or when I have a private show, I have to tell people start slow and then work your way up because you don't want to hurt yourself.
Right.
Here is the last one that I have in stock. It almost looks like a hammer, right?
Yeah, it does.
So here is the power on this side, and you can use this 3 ways, and I will show you. So here, and it looks like a penis here,
right?
So you can use it as a penetrator, a stimulator back here, simulator, like vibrator, and then suction for
suction. Wait.
Suction for the nipple or the clit.
Suction for the nipple?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Huh. Now someone had a question. Product research people. Like what product research people? Do people?
Well, whenever I am interested in adding to my supply or my inventory, I'll buy 1 or 2 of each new thing that I want. So there's some new things that's coming up. I know you guys heard of the rose, and you see the little rose. Well, they got different colors. They got roses with different attachments. So I've been talking to my manufacturer about those. And there are some other things that we're going to be adding to the inventory. So I have couples who are married who have volunteered to say, I'll try. I have a couple single girls that said, we'll try and give you our honest opinion, whether it's a yay, let's buy it in bulk, or no, let's pass on that in particular product. So yes, those are my product research people. If you want to be a product research person, or if you've seen something tonight that you would like to purchase, I can give you these on a discount since we are on Dr. LaCon's show tonight. And my email is madamdevine313@gmail.com. That's MADAMDIVINE 313@gmail.com. So though, these are the items. These are the items, and I mean, I do my own product research too. There's no shame in my game. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Obviously I'm into stuff like this, to be confident enough to answer the questions as to what they do, how it does, and, if it's for you or not. I know that a couple of times, other times that we, were on a show together, you asked me some questions about how does the guy feel or the man feel in the relationship when their partner has these, is it replacing them, and different questions, about it. So you could go back and look at those on her YouTube channel.
That is correct. That is correct. Now, how much do they cost?
Most of my devices are $60 and under, but these here tonight are $35. If you email me.
Okay. All right. Now, has the supply chain issue been disruptive to your business?
Delayed.
Oh.
Yeah. So, if I know that there is a private show where people I trust and we all safe, medically, I would have to know well in advance so that I can get my inventory. Most of the time I try to buy in bulk. But right now it's kind of slow with the shipping from where we get our products from.
Now, someone just asked, do you have parties? Do you host parties?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The private parties and stuff like that. If you want a party at my home, because I can do that as well, you have to abide by all of my COVID safety guidelines to enter my home, because I do have a preteen. I have a 12-year-old, and we wouldn't want anything to happen to him.
Now, what is the cap of guests that you for hosting parties?
I would say no more than 10. No more than 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, someone asked the question, let's see, is it healthy for women to consistently insert extra large items in their vagina? Some of those items look unsafe.
Well, all of the items are safe. They're all made with hypoallergenic silicone. And a woman was made to be penetrated for procreation. And I know some of us have had life human partners that may be bigger than these items. These items are safe, and most women don't always insert. Sometimes they use the outside just as stimulation for around the vulva and around the clitoris. All women don't use it for stimulation.
Oh, you mean for inserting?
I mean, for insertion, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people don't use them for insertion.
Interesting.
But
now,
they are safe. They're 100% safe. These, I mean, let me tell you, we've come a long way. And I told this story on the first one that we did. I found my mother's vibrator, and that did not look safe to me. Back in the late 70s. So these have come a long way. They're very soft. They're very soft to the touch. Like I said, they're hypoallergenic, and biodegradable silicone, they're bendable. They're not stiff, This one bends as well.
Okay.
Very soft, and they clean up well. Just use some antibacterial soap, rinse it off, air dry, and you're good.
Oh,
you can also talk to your doctor, your gynecologist about it as well.
Now, what about for men? What do men use in terms of, I know with stimulation or penetration, they can use some of that, but what else is out there for men?
Well, a lot of my couples, and I ran out of these because the couples love them, and I will be getting more. It's something called the cock ring, and it's a circle. And sometimes it has ridges, and it has a little bullet vibrator on the inside of it. And what that does is you would slip that on to the bottom of the penis shaft close to the scrotum. And that helps them control, the ejaculation. And it also gives pleasure to both the man and the female.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think we have one man. I think we have one man in the room. His name is Sean. So, Sean, did you hear that?
Hi, Sean. I mean, depending on whether you are a single male or you're celibate male, I have some celibate men too that say, you know what, right now I don't want to be in a sexual or a physical relationship with anyone right now. And I have had products that I ordered specifically just for them. Some of them are simulations to a woman's body part, but a vagina. Like I said, the cock ring. You know, they have full-on blow-up dolls. You know, just the industry is huge. There are many industries, and then I mean, we can't even get into BDSM. I mean, that's
what is that?
Other, you know, party. That's another whole nother life. You know,
you said BD what? BDSM.
BDSM, S&M.
Oh, S&M.
Yeah, bondage.
Okay, right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother episode.
So that's another.
That's
yeah, where you have ropes, you have swings, you have tie-ups. You know, you have cosplay where you're dressing up. You know, in the leather and hats, or as a French maid. So that's a whole nother topic. You know, so
now where do you see this industry? Because we're going into this whole virtual world, and you know, you put on your glasses and then you're in this other realm. Where do you see sex toys with this whole new stuff happening? I don't even know what you call it, but
virtual reality. You know, and a lot of them, you know, the Oculus is most popular. And what happens is when you have your physical toy, you get visual stimulation through that. So it just makes the experience more heightened for the individual doing that.
And you mentioned something about the dolls. They no longer look like the little mannequins back in the day. They look very lifelike.
Yeah, they are making the sex toys and the dolls feel exactly like human skin. That's how soft it is.
Oh my
That's
God.
how soft it is. And there are lifelike male penises that warm up and vibrate. A lot of women.
What? Say that again.
That warm up and vibrate. I said they're making lifelike male penises that warm up and vibrate, because a lot of or a few of my clientele would say, well, I don't want a dildo, or I don't want, you know, a penetrator because it's cold, it's clammy, it's plastic. Well, now they have ones that are lifelike, just like the human male. They have veins in them. They have different sizes, different lengths, and they warm up now. Just
now, do
like
you think
it was the human body?
Now, do you think men are in trouble because of this?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
I'm like, should they feel threatened by this apparatus?
Not at all. My couples, now of course, like at first, like especially at the pop-ups, you know, before COVID, it used to be so funny to me. You would see a wife, you know, or the significant other, the female would come over to my table and they were looking and curious, and we would, you know, get into a conversation, and they would be asking, you know, which ones do you this or that, and I would give them a whole education on it because I'm a teacher at heart. And so then their significant other, the male counterpart, would come up, and you would see them be embarrassed at first, but then once they heard me talking about and educating, because I come from that place and that heart, you know, it's not all about the dollar. It's not all about the sexual act. It's about bringing the couple, or, you know, or giving yourself that self gratification. The men would loosen up, and then before you know it, the men were coming to the pop-ups by themselves, surprising their wives with a new toy.
Oh, because let's see. Lisa says, loving this. Sisters need all the relaxation they can get without the drama and the talking. They don't want to hear no talking. They don't want to hear no drama. They just want a nice, warm, penis-like something.
Well, listen. Let me say this. You know, I'm hearing from my girlfriends and sisters out there saying it's really toxic in the dating world right now. So people are opting out. They're just saying, you know what you got over there in your arsenal, I just want to be by myself. Men and women, I just want to be celibate. I just want to be by myself. I just need to heal, and I don't want no drama. So, I mean.
Now, here's another question. Do a lot of born-again Christians buy your products?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they do.
And then also, can you do a show on BSM? That sounds interesting.
Like I am no listen. I will say this. I know about it. I educated myself on it by taking courses and classes and getting with people who are in that industry for real. Okay. There is a woman that I became friends with on TikTok. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's married. She has a child. I want to say she has a son who is 7 or 9. But she is truly a madam. Like, meaning she does cosplay. She dresses up like the 1950s housewife, or she dresses up in the leather and the chaps, and she has clients that role play with her, and she gets paid for it.
Now, how much does she get paid?
I don't know. I did not ask.
But she's into the S&M and the bondage and all of that.
It is her career.
Oh, it's her career.
Yes, she gets paid very good money. She also does video chat, but she also does in person.
Yes. Wow. So what else is, like, again, I know where we're hitting, but women are most of the consumers of this product, correct?
Mostly, we are a very high percentage, but don't let it fool you. There are a lot of men, people who are in the LGBTQ plus community, that purchase these. I have a few clientele that asked me to start my own private label strap-on line. And I said, okay, I'll look into it. I'll look into it because they just feel comfortable purchasing from me, opposed to, I guess, going into, one of the stores that's all blacked out and can't see anything.
Right.
They want to feel safe, and they just feel safer with me. So that's not something that I have in my inventory. So I'll definitely get it for them.
Well, speaking of feeling safe, what is the difference in terms of your preference versus a fetish?
Okay, let's talk about it, because two totally different things. A fetish is something like, okay, there's a website called OnlyFans. Don't judge me because I know about it. Yes, I do. Am I on OnlyFans? No, I am not. It's a website like Facebook, Instagram, whatever, where like the girl or the woman I was talking about, if you know how to twerk, you could twerk all day long and people are going to give you that money in your Cash App for it. Or if you have pretty feet, or if you have horrible feet, if you are very, very, very obese, those are fetishes where people who have that fetish want to see it. Some people just want you to show your feet in camera, or just want to look at your feet, or suck your toes. That's a fetish. Some people, just want, or they want to feed you, like a very, very, very large woman, they want to feed you. That's a fetish, right? A preference is, I like the Idris Elba looking type, tall, dark, handsome, that's a preference. Or, I prefer natural haired women, that don't put chemicals in their hair, or who's boho chic, or I like the girls that have the long weave and, 36, 24, 36, that's a preference. Those are preferences and not preferences. And I think we often get those two confused.
Right. So we have a video to show coming right up about people's comments about preferences versus fetish. So let's put that video up right now.
All right.
Okay, let's say I only like black men. Then why is it a fetish? So why is it a fetish? I feel like it's just a preference. It's like, I like men with deep voice. I like men with height. Like, I like someone with big muscles. That's like one of your preferences.
Vanilla glaze. Not a tall vanilla milkshake.
A tall vanilla glaze.
There it is. A vanilla milkshake. And he comes up to me and he's like, "You're so beautiful," and blah, blah, blah. He's like, "But I may be too much for you to handle." So I'm like, "All right, let me test you out real quick." I'm like, "So what do you like about me? What attracts you to me besides my skin tone?" And he's like, "That's it. You're so brown and so chocolatey and you're beautiful, but it's the skin tone." And I was like, dismiss yourself.
I feel like there are relationships where people like are cool with the fetish.
Yeah,
it's fine. Where the problem would come in for me is like, I don't mind if a guy's like, "Oh, you're so beautiful, your hair is so beautiful, I love the shape of your body," that, you know, like those kind of things. I think the problem would be like, I guess, would any mixed person or any black person do?
Yes.
Then that's where I start to have questions. So you just don't like white women for whatever reason. I guess the question I'm trying to get to is what draws the line between a fetish and a preference?
I find it more of a preference statement. And if someone says I like Asian women, I'll be like, yeah, if you like us, that's good.
I'm with you, Ash.
Is it the intention?
It's the intention. I also feel like it's what you're reducing us down to. Are you reducing me down to what I look like, my characteristics, and that's it? Because that's what Ashley said. It's like any light-skinned girl with curly hair, with green eyes, hazel eyes, whatever color your beautiful eyes are, Ashley. But any one of us would have do is what they were, essentially saying. I think that's when it becomes fetish versus preference. Because if you prefer to date somebody that is of lighter complexion with a certain kind of hair, but they have to have some sort of, other criteria, I wouldn't necessarily think that was a fetish. Like, if you cared a little bit about what they had to say, maybe.
There's this white guy, he only dates black girls because he was like how the conversations are more relatable with black women because did you see that?
I saw that video.
Because he said white girls they don't really get certain things that he wants to talk about, and then he's like, I guess like black women have more in-depth conversations because we care about more things like social justice and things like that, to where white women, it's like they don't really have to deal with the stuff we have to deal with. So,
and he also talked about how he always felt very embraced by the community and like it meant a lot to him, and that's why. And he just loved like the culture and the family and like around dating a black woman, especially when you've been dating her for a long time. Like how you're welcomed into the family, how you're taken care of, like that cultural aspect, which I could appreciate. I'm like, you have solid reasons for you know what you're looking for, how you want your relationship to feel, how you want your family to feel, you know what you're looking for, and you tend to get that more easily with when you're dating a black woman, at least in his experience.
Wow, interesting. What did you think?
Okay, so let's unpack a couple of things. Right? So the first woman said she liked black men and she's Asian, right? But that truly was preference. That was a preference statement for me, right? But let's just take this on the flip side, because I have been I'm not gonna say a victim, but I have experienced this, where when I was in college, there was a Caucasian male, very handsome, that I was working with. I was in college and I worked at a casino. So we worked together, we worked around each other, and he would always make statements like, "Oh, I would love to just try out that chocolate," and just really derogatory statements like that. And he thought that he was kidding around and being friendly and being flirtatious and stuff. He even went so much to say, "Hey, let's hang out and go to the movies." And I'm looking at him like, no, because in that, the way he came at me all the time, try out, try this, try that, it means you don't see me as a person. To me, that's fetish statement. The other woman was saying, I like, black men with muscles or tall or, brown and smooth, that's a preference. That's those are preference statements. But when other races, or even some of us we'll say, well, I just want this or I just want that, and when you devalue the person as a person and human being, that's when it becomes a fetish.
Right. So when you devalue the person, but you look at just an object, you just look at an object and you're fantasizing over that object and that object only, without considering the person. So if someone has a fetish for feet, they're just looking at feet. They don't care about personality. They don't care about any other criteria. They're just looking at feet.
That's what turns them on. That's the lust.
Right.
The sexualized emotion for that thing or person.
Interesting.
Got it? Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, that's what fetish is. That's what
right.
Fetish. And it's a lot of fetishes out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
People want to be peed on and
a
lot of stuff, which is interesting. Teach us on, but not for me.
Golden shower, Ursula. Golden shower. Not like I know, I don't know.
Yeah. So, but the video was pretty good.
Okay.
And I guess they were talking about a gentleman. I see that a lot. Like all of a sudden, it's the rise of the Black woman in the white male community, where as a lot of them becoming bold, like on social media, saying where are all the beautiful Black women at, because I want you, I'll take you, and I think a lot of us shy away from that because we do sometimes feel like it may be a fetish, but sometimes it's just their preference.
Right. Well, I have another interesting video coming up. It's from a unscripted show that I ran across, I would say on Super Bowl Sunday. Okay. I didn't want to watch the Puppy Bowl, so I was just, scrolling, whatever. And then I came across this show called Notorious Queens. Now, it came out last year. I had never heard of it, but I have to say I was somewhat fascinated by it based on who the characters were. There were 4 women, two were from like our age group, and then 2 were younger. So you had the various age groups. And then one woman, she was Suge Knight's fiance and had children by him. The other woman our age, her name was, I think her name was T or something, but she was the queen pin of the Black Mafia family based out of Detroit. So she did time in prison. And then the other 2 ladies were a little younger. The one was from Detroit, but the other one, I can't remember where she was from. But it was interesting because they talked about a lot of stuff. They talked about reentry, incarceration. They talked about careers. And then they also talked about something that's going to happen in this clip that you're going to see right now. So let's take a look at this clip.
Okay.
I be trying to stick around with that it's not going to work. Been there, done that. Okay.
I be trying to make it work. If I like it, I used to be like, okay.
I didn't like it. Not enough. I was wasting time. I
just feel like we all human. Nobody's perfect. You're never gonna get the perfect man. I feel like all men cheat.
You just wrote a whole list.
But I don't get the perfect man. But I'm just saying.
All right. So she just said
What did she say?
She said she believes all men cheat.
Okay.
Now, do you believe all men cheat?
No, I don't believe that. But did she say she was okay with that?
Yes, she said that she was okay with that, and then we'll go on.
Okay. Well, no. Let me just answer your question. No, I do not believe that all men cheat. I do believe that if you are a mature man and not male or boy, you don't cheat. Especially if you have a good woman at home and you have that good partner and you guys have a good relationship and you have that open and honest communication, then no, all men don't cheat.
Well, I think that's key also. You said a good woman at home. So if the woman's not good, do you think that gives license for the man to cheat?
No. Then you have to sit down. You have to sit down as 2 grown adults and say, what are we doing here? I'm not happy. And I mean, my thing is, why create that negativity that negative vibe in the home? Just leave.
All right, so let's play it again. Let's continue that clip.
Like, he gonna have some issues. Like, everybody got issues.
So are you accepting to him cheating?
To be honest, I believe in cheating respectfully. I never tell my man, like, oh, you can go cheat on me.
So cheating respectfully to me is cheating where I don't find out, is having control over your other women, is using condoms and not having babies. Like, cheat respectfully, because believe it or not, your man is cheating. But I'm not leaving my man over a one-night stand with period.
I'll only leave my man for 3 weeks. 3 things. You bring me home an STD, you have a baby on me, or if you gay. Everything else is work outable for me. Yeah.
All right. So did you hear what she said?
Yes, I did. And let me tell you why I have a problem with that. Just from a relationship perspective. Like, I'm going to be coming out with a lifestyle blog or a lifestyle platform, and it's going to have a totally different name, and it's going to have many different things on that page and that you can get and use. And of course, I will advertise Madam Devine product or whatever, but I'm going to be talking about things like this. I don't care. She said 3 things. He has to use a condom, don't bring any babies home, and don't be gay. And that's respectfully cheating. Here's where the problem lies. When you lay with someone, you are exchanging energy, whether you're using a condom or not. There is an exchange of energy. So she's accepting him to go out there and sleep with Mary, Jane, Sue, Karen, this one and that one. That's like 5 other vibes of energy that's coming back home to you. Right. And so when you are off, depressed, don't know what's wrong with you, I don't know why I'm acting like this, you have all those other spirits or energies, whether he uses a condom or not, or whether you use a condom or not. That's just how I am.
Right.
I think the act of sex and making love is very special. I'm not saying 2 grown adults can't come together, have sex and break and, whatever, and not do it again. But for me, because women are internal and the very act was created for something anyway, you become one. And that's where that energy, that exchange of energy comes in. And having too many sexual partners, you're not right. You're unstable. Right. You're unstable.
Now, do you believe that women who marry men in that field, in that arena, whether they be entertainers, sports people, high-powered men, is there a level of expectation that they are going to cheat?
There shouldn't be a level of expectation that they're going to cheat, but unfortunately in those industries, you find it because some of those men, I'm not going to say all, because, and I don't know what go on in their house, but look at Sierra and her husband. They seem to be doing okay. Can't say that for every couple or every marriage. Look at Megan Good and her husband. Don't know what happened there. However, and I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I know. Right. I was looking at Niecy Nash on Black Love the other day when she was with her husband, that she always was very vocal about what she did to him. She was saying a blowjob a day, keeps divorce away. And I'm like, wow, that's very vocal for your relationship, and then they end up in divorce.
And not only did she end up in a divorce, isn't she now in a relationship with a woman?
Yes, she's married.
Married.
Yeah, she's married to her partner. But I'm just saying, let's just, get back to the point of the men in the industry. I don't believe you as a woman marrying a man in any one of those industries, even a high power man who makes a lot of money, who's a millionaire, billionaire. I should not be entering a marriage with you thinking, oh, just because he has money or just because he's in the industry, I'm going to let him or I'm going to accept him cheating. No. Because let me just say this, they would not accept it flip side.
Right. So Deanna's, hey Sor, Deanna's Mason, how's everything? How you doing tonight? She says all men don't cheat, but some do. It's called communication. Now, when you say it's called communication, what does that mean? Like, I don't know if you're still on, but what do you mean? If you could elaborate on that just a tad bit, that would be very helpful. Very, very helpful. I see Milk Tank Time and joined us. Let's see. Sage joined us in the meantime. Who else? Let's see. All right. And then we have some more of this video. Let's watch the rest of this video.
Like, period.
I used to say that there was levels to cheat.
It's levels.
So that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
But you know, don't bite nothing, don't make it feel special.
Right. You can't even do that.
So she said she believes that there are levels to cheating. But that was Suge Knight's fiance.
Okay, so there is no levels to cheating for me. Cheating is cheating is cheating. I don't care if you have an emotional relationship, if you have a physical relationship, because you can be cheating with someone and not even have sex with them, and you can have an emotional soul tie with someone outside of your relationship or marriage, which is still wrong. So cheating is cheating.
All right. And then Deanna says if there are issues, folks should express that before stepping out. Communication and intimacy is very important. That is so important.
I agree with Thomas, and that's what I was saying. Talk about it before you feel like this is what you want to do. You say this is not working for me, and then either go to counseling and work on it, or just go your separate ways.
Right.
Why you bring that negative energy between you?
Right. All right. So listen, we're getting ready to take a quick break. We will be right back. So stay with us. Thank you.
Entering the urban suite. Let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community with Dr. Lisa LaCon. You are entering the urban suite.
All right. So listen, we are back. And this is our segment where we will be flushing someone or something down the toilet. Who are we flushing down the toilet? Yes. We're going to be flushing somebody down the toilet. Who got flushed this week? Oh my goodness. Who are we flushing down the toilet? Let's bring up the video of who we are flushing down the toilet this week.
Self in the hot seat. The Briarcliff Fire Company, now suspended for at least a month, stemming from allegations firefighters were caught using racial slurs on audio.
All right, listen. Firefighters were caught using racial slurs. Now, you know what those racial slurs are. I don't have to tell you. I don't have to be like, can you guess? No, we know what the first responders at this firehouse, we know what they were doing. Let's continue.
Recordings that have gone public.
So they feel that blacks are taking over. I mean, taking over what? Like what? That population, the party goers, feel so threatened by our existence. They should have left us over in Africa. I mean, real like, come on, we're here. We're here to stay. We're taking over. What? Their whole existence, if you have a mentality like that, is based on fear. Fear. It's fear of losing their position, fear of losing their power, fear of losing their what do you call it? Privilege. All right, let's continue.
According to township officials, the audio surfaced following a virtual meeting late last month to discuss the possible consolidation of the region's 3 volunteer fire companies. On that call, members of the Goodwill Fire Company reportedly noticed Briarcliff had not completely disconnected from the call.
So we thought there was going to be some kind of closing arguments.
Instead, for more than an hour and a half, racist, insensitive, and disparaging comments towards black firefighters from other fire companies were heard. Also drawing ire, audio that appears to mock the name of 8-year-old Fontability, who was shot by police in the county last fall. The inflammatory audio prompted Goodwill Fire Company to draft a letter to alert township leadership.
It breaks my heart, because we're all here to do a job.
By Wednesday evening, town leaders had heard enough and voted unanimously to suspend the fire company.
Now, listen, when you call the firehouse people, whatever, 911, they say, what's your emergency? You don't really expect the firemen to have this level of stigma, bias, discrimination, prejudice, and they want to save you. Like, it's so hard to believe. Like, let's bring Madam. Madam, what do you think about this? Let's bring Madam up.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. I was saying, first of all, they're in an industry where they're supposed to be saving lives. And for you to be disparaging, a whole, ethnic group, it's sad. It's sad. But when you look at history, we're in Black History Month, Dr. LaCon. That in the Ku Klux Klan, that's who made up, the Ku Klux Klan. Firefighters, police officers, politicians, doctors,
lawyers, judges.
So they're all around, whether the North or the South. They're all around people with, racial biases. I feel that they, at least at minimum, because you also know I have an HR background, at minimum have to take some kind of cultural sensitivity training. They need to be written up. They need to be put on a performance improvement plan. And some of them need to be fired. Wow. I just think that was just very unfortunate. And I would not want to live near that fire company. I mean, the city that I live in, is mixed, and the community or the street that I live on is primarily Caucasian. So I would not want to think that my firehouse that was not too far from me would be feeling the same way.
And then let's continue. And then we have a comment from Lisa that I think is very interesting.
Applaud to have to stand here today and hear about these racist comments.
Today, local and state leaders condemned the speech and vowed to investigate.
Whether or not a crime occurred, hate speech is always morally wrong.
Meanwhile, a community has been left to question whether those charged with saving lives may have ever had their backs to start with.
Me as a Black woman, that is my community that they was talking about. I don't feel safe and I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's something else. Can you bring Lisa's comment up? Yeah, girl, my brother was one of only 6 African-American captains. Oh my goodness, in New York. The stories, I'm sure. And then she says a whole nother show. Oh, that is a good show. That is a good show. Because not only did they talk about that, but they were talking about this little 8-year-old girl that was killed by the police. I'm like, what's happening? Like, what is? So anyway, they oh, go ahead. Go. Where are you getting ready to say?
No, I just said calling her Fanta soda. That's just.
Yeah. You know what? Let me see. they deserve to be arrested. I'm gonna call the cops on them. And then they deserve to be flushed down the toilet. So this is my flush and at the same time. At the same time. Bye, bye, bye. You deserve to be flushed down the toilet. Oh my goodness, listen. It's so hard out here. It's so hard. I wish in a world where everyone could be nice and kind, and maybe if they had a sex toy, they would be. I don't know. Like, what the heck? Oh my, jeez. What? Maybe.
Yeah, well,
oh my gosh.
Relaxation, endorphins, it does release endorphins.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right?
If
everyone had an orgasm like every day.
Yep.
An orgasm for you, an orgasm for you, an orgasm for you.
It's very healthy for the heart.
Around.
It's healthy for the heart. It makes you live longer. It reduces stress.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to your doctor. Come on now, people. We gotta loosen up. Not be so
right. So in one of my episodes, I talked about SMART goals. And I think sometimes a SMART goal can be relegated to something minor, something big, but something just in the middle, like just satisfying ourselves. Now, it doesn't mean, with the sex toy or whatever, but just enjoying life.
Right.
Enjoying life and being kind to one another. Enjoying life without being envious, enjoying life without dishonoring someone. Right. And I think oftentimes we get so focused on ourselves that we lose like, what are other people going through in life? And that's why I think that the Firefighters was awful. If you can bring up the SMART goals, that would be good. You have to create a SMART goal. Sit down and actually count the cost. Are you disciplined enough? If you are not disciplined, it will never happen. And when I say held accountable, you need to work with someone in a sense that's not a yes man. What motivates you? So, having a SMART goal, you have to be specific. And then that's the measurable. You can measure that. And then the next one is achievable. Is it realistic? And then is it timely? So that is a SMART goal. You have to create a SMART goal. Listen, I just, getting back to SMART goals, this is kind of funny, but a lot of women have not ever experienced an orgasm. And I think, ladies, if you haven't experienced an orgasm, you don't know what you're missing. So a SMART goal is to try to get an orgasm. And perhaps if you can't do it with someone else, because some men may not be aware of body parts and things of that nature, I guess you can get one of these sex toys, right?
Well, you could definitely get, one of the stimulators or vibrators, like I said, like the person in the comments, I think they were leaning on saying that they don't like the penetration of it all with some of the devices. I'm not that way either. I'm more of the stimulator vibrator person. But what I would like to say is, I'm a woman of a certain age, but I've always been comfortable with my body because, from the first show, go back and look at the YouTube.
Right.
I gave a story about how my mother raised all of us to be comfortable with our bodies. She started teaching us from this encyclopedia of, like sexual things and body parts and anatomy about our bodies from very, very little. So we have always been comfortable with our bodies, and I believe that women should talk to their doctors, their gynecologists, OBGYNs, and also get a mirror, a hand mirror, and examine your own self. Take a look at your own self. That way, when you're with your partner, your husband, you know, you can be vocal and be comfortable to say, hey, you know, touch me here, or a little bit, whatever, and explore each other. You have to be open to explore one another.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
You know, not shrink back.
Right.
Because it's just you two. You know, marriage bed is undefiled. You know what I mean?
That's right. So yes, so Madam Devine, we're getting ready to get out of the urban suite, but I want to thank you so very much for being here. Yes.
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy being here. I always enjoy talking to Dr. LaCon and the urban suite, you know, community. Like I said, I'm going to be coming out with, you know, a different platform for myself where I'm going to be talking about some of these topics and snippets, and just have a whole blog about it. You may hear a podcast or two.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So you can ask questions, you know, on a weekly basis. So
yes. All right, my Urbanites, I hope you all got a lot from this. Remember, I need you to like, share, subscribe. And when you subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell, ring the bell. Where's my bell? Hit that bell, hit that bell, hit that bell. Speaking of bell, listen, my sword bought me a cowbell. Look at that. I got a cow. I'm adding bells to my collection, child. Bells. Yeah. I love this bell. I love bells. My mom, when I was growing up, my mom used to call us for dinner with the bell. She used to ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell. Then we used to run and scamper, you know, either away from the dinner table, depending on what it was, or to it. So I just thank you so very much for your knowledge, your expertise, your time. This was fantastic. And until next time, my Urbanites, thank you for entering into the Urban Suite. Now, Molly, take it away. Oh, my Urbanites, welcome to Urban Twos for Change. Listen.
This should be interesting.
Drop some gems.
But if you're ready for it, hey, it is possible.
Difficult, but not impossible.
And they made it possible. They made it happen.
I need my readers, you guys.
I want to see you. I want to see you. I want to see you. The braid, I want to see you.
In something, do you sit down?
Sit down, watch and learn.
And actually count the cost.
How much money exactly?
I saw so many joggers. And why do people fall off? Can you? I don't know.
Yes, I can do it. God.
Potato chips are cheaper than buying fruit.
What the?
You guys didn't know that?